Neil, why don't we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Everything has been said. Enjoy your weekends. It's a great show today. It'll be even better every single day next week. That's what we do. But we're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're going right over the desk. Let's start with Brendo. Let's get that after show.
All right, let's do this.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you caught up on how things end not only the session, but end the week. We're in positive territory. 0.86 for the NASDAQ when all is said and done. 0.71 for the S&P when all is said and done. So after all of that, we come right back to positive territory. I mean, a lot of people were expecting the sky to fall, but ends up being a bit of a nothing kind of a day. We are positive on the week here. This is a weekly chart for the Qs. So 1.6% to the upside for the Qs, the NASDAQ, SPY, 0.8 to the upside. The Dow, which you can look at via DIA, if you're looking for an ETF, the only one to the downside. So negative 0.45 for the Dow on the week. The other two, though, back to the upside in a pretty decent way. That is how the overall S&P 500 ends not only the week, but ends the day, also the week there. A lot of green when all is said and done outside of, NVIDIA ends down 2%. Broadcom did get back to positive territory there. I was watching it into the close. We were teetering on negative, but we do get positive on the day. But yeah, it was all about nice recovery there for tech. Microsoft leads the way. Apple as well, 1.46. Nice move in the last hour of the day for Apple. In fact, Google flat on the day. Meta lags a little bit. 0.3 to the downside when all is said and done. Big day for Oracle, 2.7% to the upside. Amazon, 1.2% to the upside. Tesla with a huge day. 3.6% to the upside when all is said and done. Consumer durables and staples, notably strong going into the close here. We'll have a look at those maybe on Monday, see if there's any kind of follow through after, again, what everyone was expecting to be just a wild, wild day ends up being just a grind to the upside. Once we get Fed Chair Powell's speech over and done with, there was a move down initially, but once he's over and done with, all the way back up and then some for the S&P 500. Yeah, defying anything coming from the Fed today. 6 green weeks, meanwhile, in a row for the dollar. Just let that sink in. We're back to the upside again for the DXY to end things off at the end of the week and day here. Wedbush with a positive note among many others on Affirm coming off earnings. If you're with us in the pre-market, we touched on this one and many others. Just an absolute monster, back to 18 bucks for Affirm. One of the winners on the day for sure. But the overall market, I think, I mean, we can call it a win as far as what happened or didn't happen potentially there with Fed Chair Powell at Jackson Hole. Ends up being pretty positive for the overall market. Definitely not what happened this time last year with Powell tanking the market into the weekend a year ago and then kicking off that last leg downward for stocks overall. But that is a Friday in a nutshell. It was all about Jackson Hole. Great day.
A lot of volatility.
I mean, I think, if you consider what everyone was thought was going to happen, could have been a lot worse.
What about if it's the opposite? Like last year, Jackson Hole kicked off that huge move down, and then today they kind of just said they'd be data dependent. And if the data comes through, then I think we like it. Thanks, Brendo. Good little recap there. And now do I get that death clock coming up against me here? As we have 4:30 is the kill spot. Welcome everybody to the after show. I'm Sean Katina, and I hope to bring you some fun looks today. Obviously, every single day, hey, is that Danielle Shea? Hey, Danielle Shea.
Danielle Shea.
That doesn't seem like a Frozen. I was wearing something different there. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have some fun. 22 years of trading experience. Hopefully we can bring some of that to the show as we go. But yeah, welcome here. We're going to have Michael come in. I want to talk to him about a couple ETFs, some different trade ideas, maybe what he's been looking at lately, and some of the stuff that I'm looking at as well. We have some super chats to go over. We have roll call. We have all this stuff right here. But let's just talk about it. Ciao, Kat. Have a great weekend. Any plans? Any plans? Doctor's appointment. Okay. Exciting. Very, very exciting. Maybe a little too personal there. I thought she'd be like, saying something else there. But okay. Thanks, Kat. Have a good one there. And seeing her family. That's good. That's good.
Okay, go. Okay. Get out of here.
What's your favorite drink? Alcoholic.
It's Friday. Come on.
Mojito. Okay, we're live here. This is going off the rails. Okay, good. Oh, the death clock is down there now. All right, 22 minutes, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's get going right now. We've talked about this a couple times about UNG. This is always so volatile. It's either at the top or the bottom of our market recap list. And today, UNG up 1.8%. You could always look at Tellurian. That was a name that I know Neil's talked about a couple times on the show. If you're looking to get some value, or I don't know about value, but a name that follows the natural gas market almost exactly. So, watch out for some Tellurian coming through there as UNG up 1.8%. USO, we indicated this a little bit at the end of the show. We didn't trade any oil, but USO with a nice move again. Watch out for this $75 level on United States oil. Look, I think that coming in today, heading into the fall, I don't know. We have to check out our Farmer's Almanac because I don't know if it's going to be a cold winter or not. But I feel like gas and oil, the energy sector, probably due for a little bit of a bump up. And again, as China and all this kind of stuff starts to reopen, I mean, I know it's already open, but the more manufacturing that comes through, the more demand for oil. So I could see that sort of being one of the moves to the upside right there. GDX, I mean, I've talked about this a whole bunch of times, and it's actually funny because when Michael was on before, we highlighted gold, Barrick Gold and things like that. It had its day, man. It ripped up there, which was a great call. I believe we talked about it even in early July, maybe late June. So it did make that high, and now it's fading back out again. So we'll have to watch out for gold. This is just GDX. So if you really want to look at GLD, why don't I have GLD? Where's GLD? GLD, that should be a symbol. Yeah, there it is, okay. So that more gold right there. So not as low as GDX right now, but this is, I should put there's GLD, it's right here, okay, good. So we did have that on there. An interesting market move today in the SMH, actually flat, only up 0.2% here for the SMH. Again, what a quadoon kind of a day yesterday as NVIDIA rug pulled everybody and kind of settled down today, NVDA. So, not bad today for NVIDIA. You can see here on the 1 minute chart, it always populates on the other screen there, so I'm gonna have to bring it over right there. Again, Trade Ideas, this is the desktop version. Very easy to use with all of the functionality. You get 30% off whatever you do today with Trade Ideas. But there again, look at this. Whenever you zoom back out on a trade, and we're gonna do trade review today, the trade review is gonna be AMC, but look at this, man. Like, talk about a level for NVIDIA, 465 there. We made that bottom, ripped back up to 480. Then obviously the rest was history, back down to the downside after that. But there it is right there. We come back and retest that level at the end of the day. I know Neil was talking about going long through there and didn't work out, but that was a good level. I think it was probably a short rather than a long, but that is hindsight. Good day for NVIDIA today. So, that's a little bit of everything here for the market. There's energy again. The bank stocks trying to get going, but again, 0.4% for the XLF. Kind of a moot there point. I don't like the retail sector, and I actually said this today, that if you're trying to catch falling knives with Foot Locker, Nike, we have Lululemon coming through. We had Nordstrom's today, which was a pretty big disaster. I said, why not just play around with the XRT, which will give you retail in everything JWN. Let's just go to the next topic because we're going to talk about earnings, right? We had Marvell coming through. We also had Nordstrom's the other day. Look at this move down for Nordstrom's. Continued today, down another 7%. It's been going downside for a while. Nordstrom's right now, I don't know, man. I really hate that story about all the theft and everything that's going on there. Obviously, they can get that figured out, and they will. But, down to 14, 15 bucks, goes back down to May lows here for Nordstrom's. I don't like the name. I'd rather just buy, like I told you before, I'd rather buy Amazon on dips. I'd rather buy Walmart. And then the big retail name for me, which I'm waiting for 500. Neil actually highlighted this on the pre-market show as well. Costco down here to the 200 period, nearing 500 bucks. I like that one a lot. But since we're talking about earnings, Sean, hydrate. Oh, you know what? We need an animation, Hydration Nation, because those of you guys know about Hydration Nation. I have to keep hydrating. Talking like this is a lot. 6 hours here live for you. I don't even remember what I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah, Marvell, because just check the board there. We have 17 minutes left on this as Michael's beside me now laughing a little bit. But there's Marvell, comes right in. And again, I don't know. Maybe I should talk to Michael about this. Welcome, Michael Noss. You have the double shot coming through now. Is your mic on? Everything is good to go?
I think I'm good to go.
I think it's good to go. Do you ever use the 200-period moving average on a daily?
Yes, I think that's probably the most used moving average in all of finance. I think it was Paul Tudor Jones that actually talked a lot about nothing good happens below a declining 200-day moving average,
right,
and the same for rising. So it's the history is kind of funny. It's basically a year. There's 252 trading days in a year. Before computers, they just averaged everything and they summed it up, so that's why the 200 day is important. So a lot of hedge fund managers use it in very simple models to say if we're above an upward sloping, I want to buy dips. If we're below a downward sloping, I want to short rips.
I also look at the 50-period moving average for something similar, but I guess more of a swing trade, slower, faster indicator than a 200-period. So a couple of good things. And if you come back over to my screen, the reason why we talk about that, and of course this guy dropping Paul Tudor Jones, like this guy name dropping me over here. But anyways, the reason why I bring that up is because Marvell is right there right now at 52 bucks. So we're going to see if there is a bouncing opportunity there. Not only do I actually like Marvell here because I do think that chip names are going to be hot for quite a while. We did break out right here, if I can zoom back. We did break out right here on the daily for Marvell. Broke through $50 on that amazing report. Remember, I was trading with Max that day. We actually took out 60 and were able to get a great winner on that day on earnings for Marvell. And unfortunately, the second day after earnings was its best day. And since then, we've been faded out a little bit. So I feel like you still want to buy any dips on NVIDIA, but Marvell might be something very, very interesting right there as well. Back to another name because we are doing earnings right now. We should maybe have a thing for earnings. We could hit that as well, every segment maybe. But there it is today, Affirm. Wow, missed trade alert right here at 16. How do I pop this out like this? That's right. And it populates over here, so I got to pull it over. Affirm today. And again, this is the trade ideas. See you, Fabian. Thanks for everything, dude. You're really killing it for us. Thank you so much for all that. We talked about it breaking through $16 and what a good trade that would have been. Here's $16 right here. Goes back to, well, no, wait a second. This is only a 15 minutes, so let's actually zoom this out. Actually, you know what? Let's just use this function up here and go to 60 minute because that way, there we go. Now we'll be able to see $16 a lot easier. Yeah. So there it is right there. We like that $16 break. And again, a good little level right there to break through on Affirm. Because I want to ask him about this, I'm going to switch over to the next topic and hit the bumper right now. I don't know if you have Affirm up, but yeah, right now. Hey, Michael Noss.
Hey, how's it going?
I know you've been here for a little while. Have you enjoyed your time in Toronto?
I think I enjoyed my time here. It's absolutely
Perfect.
Fantastic.
That is great. And you're actually heading back tonight.
I'm heading back tonight.
So safe travels, my friend. It's always great. And the good thing about having such a friend like this is that he's a friend of everybody here at Trader TV. So you guys can find him. I think a good way to get a hold of you is probably just Twitter.
It's Twitter. Michael Noss, CMT on Twitter, YouTube, Substack, wherever.
Okay, good. So we're all over that place. What about this Affirm? I don't know if you have it up or not in front of you, but I'm going to use this little thing here from Trade Ideas, which is, I'm just going to call it a stock detail window. I'm not sure what profile window, something like that, information window. But here it is right down here. Good number, 17% quarterly revenue growth. We knew that Affirm sort of hit it out of the park. It also highlights to you where the post market, when the earnings are coming through. But what I was looking for was short float. Why don't I see it on here? It's here somewhere.
I have it on mine as well.
Oh, there, I just got to zoom down there. There it is right here. Sorry, it was right in front of me. 17% short. So when you get this kind of a move on an Affirm, is that something that you as a swing trader, and I know that you can flip up your strategy all the time, but is that something you look at, like this $16 level that goes all the way back to August 8th, which is not too far away, but I feel like that would have been a great trade there. Once you see that breaking through, you hammer that long and maybe you hold out to see where it goes, maybe back up to 20 bucks or so, but that's not a bad level at all considering the short float.
That's a great level for it to get through. I think $20 in Affirm is the ultimate level. I have on the screen here, I don't know if you can grab the weekly chart for us really long-term guys. Now, I don't have my drawing tools up right now, but to me, that's starting to look like a smiley face. A nice, long, rounded bottom here. Looks like it might be coming out the other end. I say all the time, I was trained to buy smiley faces and sell frowny faces. I think if we get over 20 bucks, that's a smiley face to me. I would imagine at that point, we're going to start having some institutions that are short, maybe starting to run for the door, maybe moving out of that position. So again, what you saw that looked quite similar to what Sean had, again, is our new web version. And you can sign up for free, get 15-minute delayed data when you fall in love with it, which we know you will. Use tradertv.live for 30% off this weekend.
And okay, so we talked about that, going to be good until Monday morning. So make sure that if you guys are considering grabbing a Trade Ideas product, great to be on the web. And the cool thing about the web, and I don't have my phone with me right now, but it's a great mobile access, right? Like you're on the subway, you're walking around downtown, you need a quick quote, you need something to look it up. It is absolutely speedy for sure. Let's do this. We didn't do this yet. Yeah, you want to show it there? You have it on your phone?
I don't know if the camera can zoom in or if that will look good at all, but yeah, that's just running right in the iPhone.
Too. Like you click something, it updates real fast.
Updates
We don't even
right
have a good Wi-Fi here, but that's a good one. So thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for that. Who's here right now? We have D Queen. Should we invest in a polar shift? What does that mean? Well, what's up to D Queen right now? Deez is here. Thank you, brother Nos, he says.
Oh, brother.
So you've got some brothers there in the chat.
Good
to know. You never know when you have a long-lost brother somewhere. So now you know that Deez Nuts is your long-lost brother. What's up to Darwin? He's liking Affirm as well. Great job by you on covering that. And Canadian Bacon is here as well. I'll just minimize this and make sure that we can. I like Canadian Bacon, a little pea meal on that. You must be all over that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love that. Okay, so what I actually wanted to get and talk to you about, because this is Trader Talking, we're under the gun now with 11 minutes left. Thank you so much for implementing that, guys.
Quite intimidating.
It is quite intimidating, right? Especially for a guy that can never shut up like me. All right, so I wanted to actually ask you about an ETF that was actually up 1.2% today.
Yep.
And it's going to be the TAN ETF. A big holding in that is Enphase. Look at TAN ETF all the way to the downside.
Yes.
ENPH has been getting hit as well. And wow, Enphase, like this name has just been getting destroyed right now. I don't know enough about it. I don't know if you dug into any of the macro issues or anything like that. But what say you on an ETF like TAN that right now, even as I zoom back out, you're just at some of these lows. You're back down to lows of 2022 here. You're seeing May lows. You're seeing February lows. Is this something that we buy, or are we catching a falling knife here?
It's going to be risky. I do have up on the web version where, you can do the same kind of thing here. It is hitting these lows. So for those who want to take a shot, buy bottoms, at least it's at an area, which you pointed out right here, where you know where you're wrong. If you get a weekly close below these wicks, it's probably time to go. Now, I did do a little research to try to find what the strongest solar name that I could out there, and that was actually First Solar.
Yeah,
so if we bring that up and we look at that weekly chart, it's still at lows, but you can see the trend of First Solar as opposed to anything else. So I would bet, for me personally, if I wanted to take a bet on solar, I'm going to go to the strongest name, which is First Solar. Now, it's interesting, you talked about oil, how strong oil was earlier. We talked about, when I was on this show, I think Wednesday, we talked about uranium breaking out as well, which you can just see right here. So uranium was a great move, and just breaking out of this base, bought a bunch of uranium today and bought a bunch on Wednesday. Breaking out here, I would hope, just thinking about intermarket analysis, if oil and uranium and all the other ways you produce energy get more expensive, you think solar as an alternative would become more appealing. So maybe the expense in everything else leads us to a little bit of a pop or a rally in solar.
You know what? Actually, I like that little call there. Go to something else. As something becomes more expensive, look at a uranium against that oil. So yeah, oil I think is getting more expensive. And then I feel like we're heading into seasonality for some of these plays as well, with it getting colder, of course, in the Northeast and so on and so forth, all through Europe and everything with winter coming through. Okay, I asked people if they had any questions for you. There's a few flying through there. Unfortunately, they're almost pretty too quick right now for all of that. Do we want to do a live look at a stock? One name that I was trying to buy in all of these dips, of course, and I'll just call it up right now on my screen right in front of me, and then you can call it up on the web version maybe. But Tesla, I like this name. You want to talk about electric vehicles, and we just talked about energy right there. I think Tesla down here on the daily chart, we just had sort of that big move down. And I don't know if Doji Star is up here, so you tell me, Mr. CMT, is this a gravestone or something like that? What we see down here at 212, 220, we just had a falling movement, then a little reversal candle right there, and now it's to the upside. Is Tesla in a buy spot right now? I like the name. We're still under the 50 period, but what say Michael Noss?
I like it. So I've talked about a few times polarity. So we talk about this in the CMT with the technical analysis all the time. You guys talk about on air when prior resistance act as support and vice versa. It shows that that price has memory and there's somebody defending that area. I think in Tesla, actually where we bottomed out around that 210 area, that was the highs back here as well. So again, I like any trade where I know exactly my point where I'm wrong. So I think if you're interested in Tesla, you know if it breaks under that 210 area, you get a weekly close under there, it's time to go. This thing may be putting in a long-term head and shoulders. If we have the left shoulder right here, we have the head down here, and then maybe the right shoulder starting to form. I think you have a level to play off of. If you're right, you could get highs back to 400. If you're wrong, you're risking 10, 20 bucks a share. That's a good risk reward.
You like the weekly chart, I see.
I like the weekly chart to plan. I like the daily chart to execute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, with that being said, Michael Noss, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's keep this Trade Ideas train rolling.
Absolutely.
And thank you for supporting us. That was Trader Talk, and have a safe trip.
Thank you.
All righty then, we'll go on to the next topic right now. And this is the thing about AMC. We're going to do a trade review on it. Because of just how destroyed it's been lately. And again, this is not anything about, like, I know there's a lot of people that are holding AMC shares, and it's not going to be a nice story for a lot of you. And I was actually going around on Twitter, and there's a lot of people mad at Adam Aron because we're not really hearing anything from him. He was very, very vocal when all of this sort of started. And by the way, for anybody that's here, we've already done roll call. We're going to be doing that soon. Please hit the like button. A little bit light on the like button right now. Only just sub 200. We're used to 400 or 500. I know it's Friday, so we probably don't have many people here. But if you're watching, please do it. Hit the like button. We're trying to get this going on YouTube. If you like the show and you want to see it keep on going, we need to subscribe, hit the likes, make sure that we know that you like this show. But, you know, they had earnings. The earnings were actually fine on I don't know why it's saying 51. Oh yeah, because reverse split. I was gonna say, why is it saying $51? But again, Trade Ideas taking in consideration the reverse split on that. So let's just go over here. I'm gonna call up maybe a 60-minute chart instead of the daily because just to see what's been happening right here. So there's earnings, of course, all the way up there. It kind of hung out for a while. Then we got the news, of course, of the AMC and APE going to be coming together. We hit 40 bucks, which at that time would have been $4. The reverse split just happened 2 days ago, and since then it's been absolutely destroyed all the way down to the downside to the point where it's actually $12.50 right now, which, you know, we just did 10 to 1, so it's $1.25 right now, and it's just we have to pay for shorts here. It was sub 1 cent per share, so really cheap. So it's not like it's hard to borrow out there. I just want to tell everybody that as the market continues to make this move down on AMC, I don't think it's a short squeeze capable. It's so easy to borrow them. So just be careful with that trade on AMC. And what did I do today? I want to go over this because honestly, it's pie in my face a little bit, and I'm not going to be that trader that only talks about winning trades. You can see on the show, we talked about how horrible we did on NVIDIA a couple days this week when we were just wrong on it. But today on AMC, we took a couple shots early, and again, some of these shots were even in the pre-market. And I learned my lesson on that. It's not really worth getting involved in stock, especially if it's going to be volatile in the pre-market. Let the stock open up and give you these levels. So right away at 942, and I'm just using my chart because it's going to show the executions. You know, we took a couple shorts and then got out. Like that's a 20-cent hit. Then we shorted again and got out at 14 break. But then it started to level off here a little bit, and we didn't take that trade until it came back to 1440. So when we were sitting here shorting this, our target out was probably again another 20 or 30 cents. But look what started to happen all day. And this is where I'm actually kind of proud of the new trading style that I'm doing, where we're trying to have, and I know it's corny, and I know this is probably started with AMC, but we're trying to have some diamond hands here a little bit. So when we knew that this stock was a short, and again, unfortunately, It just is what it is. It's just been falling down. We took a great trade on it yesterday for about $1. I think it ended up about 80 cents in the money. But this was a 14.50. We covered at the end of the day at 12.50 as well as right there at 12.50. So it's a nice move to the downside, about $2 worth of a win there on AMC. And unfortunately, I'm here to tell everybody we'll probably short the thing again on Monday. So, you know, until we hear anything from those that are involved in this, I think AMC continues to be a short, and that's unfortunate because I do know there's a lot of traders out there that are probably holding the bag on this. Maybe it bounces off that dollar mark, which would be $10. So watch out for a possible $10 trade coming on AMC. But again, remember, the fundamentals about why we like a dollar trade is because it needs to stay above $1, and there's those requirements by the market and by the exchange itself to remain above $1. So to be listed there, otherwise you go by the way of Bed Bath & Beyond or Yellow, and you go over to the OTC market. So yeah, that's just AMC. It's the trade review, and it's kind of like a stock blitz, I guess. All right, we are getting on right now. It's only 2:22. Let's just do a quick little roll call here for everybody that's still in. We'll go to next. I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. Roll call for anybody that's still here. Shout out to James. Yo, you're going Gucci. Good job on that one. Don't run into Nordstrom's and rob them, though. But what's up to going Gucci right there as well. Gabby McBoston is here. Like Boston. I like Boston a lot. Great city. Was there not a couple years ago, probably about, I think I was single then, but a couple years ago anyway, so 12 years ago. Love Boston, great one. 4L Taz is here as well. Everyone's here. Bears vs. Bulls is here. 111s are all up in there. Yo, what's up, Jeff? One of my best friends so I'm still really great friends with one of my, I met my friend Jeff in grade 3. So shout out to you, Jeff, as well. What's up, D. Westermeyer? You rock as well. Thank you for the 8-ball, my friend, and I hope you're enjoying your honeymoon or your wedding as that goes. I don't know why everyone's putting ones, but I really like that. Shout out to you. Sean's the man. What's up, Finch cute puppy, Finch Jane? Everybody's here. And I have to say a big shout out to Bears vs. Bulls because this dude is legit. He puts this together for us. And sometimes on the show, we don't say this enough, man. It's Fan Funding Friday. It's fan funding every single day right now. But super chats, man. Arsis FX, thank you so much. Mauricio Romano's here. Westermeyer's here. Thank you so much for the super chats today. The Hayes Records, JK, Vicky Aurora, Nicole Harris. Man, shout out to Nicole Harris, always super chatting. 4L Taz, everyone here. I should do this for everybody. Daniel Simmons, Dave Watson, and Paul Kennedy, all brand new members. So I don't know what everybody's up to this weekend, but it's going to be a warm one here in Toronto. No matter what you do this weekend, make sure you do it safely and responsibly. We're going to the movies. We're going to check out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'm doing my job to support AMC here, you know. We don't have any AMCs in Canada, but we're going to go see that on the weekend. My eldest is coming back from university for a couple days, so we're going to go see a movie, have some fun, go out to dinner. The kids want to go to Mandarin. I don't know if you guys know about that there in the U.S. It's an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. I got to eat a little bit less of that as we go on. All right, with only 11 seconds left, thank you so much for everybody for joining us. It's been a blast. Again, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, and make sure you come back with Trader TV on Monday at 8:30. I'm Sean Katina. Thank you so much for watching the recap, and have a great weekend. Ciao, everybody.